Howdy, hello. Welcome back to the raw gray matter. Make sure my hair was all fine. The fucking little timer thing was blocking it. Um, Hope everyone had a fantastic day. Oh, that was a perfect start. Um, Had a pretty swell day at work. Um, Good talks today with the homie at work. I get a I get to ride around with somebody a lot of time at work. 'Cause I'm like the helper type guy, which I really like because I get to see new stuff all the time, and see new people, and like talk to people all day, and like get to have a continuous conversation all day, which like I love like the single serving, type interactions during the day, but still not the same. You know what I mean? Um, but I had a really good conversation about religion because he is a pretty, you know, conservative Christian type guy, you know, and I don't really fall into that category, but we're really good friends. Doesn't matter, we can still talk about things. And I had him listen to some of my crazy podcasts with me. Um, because I don't know if he's like just not a big music guy, like he just doesn't care about it. Like he doesn't have like an inclination one way or another. Because like he lets me play like whatever music, and he sometimes I can tell like if he's vibing or not, but he like never really like says. He just goes along for the vibe. But listen to crazy podcasts today. Tinfoil Hat, the homunculus with one Ayala. I'm super glad uh, he got on there to talk about that because I listened to him on other podcasts, right? So super excited for him to get like big stage to talk on. But he was saying some crazy shit for real, and it tied in a little bit with the video I watched on YouTube last night from this channel called Let's Talk Religion. Super gas channel, love them. Check that shit out. But um, yeah, so like he was talking like Juan, right? Juan Ayala in the Tinfoil Hat episode. They were talking about like how Jesus could be a homunculus, blah blah blah, and like pretty blasphemous, like heretical stuff to like a you know typical Christian point of view. But Tim, the homie, he put up with it, listened, and we had a really like engaging conversation. Not about that necessarily, but like it sparked the topic for like open the door for like discussion. And we talked about like why people like why kids nowadays would be like leaving church, like especially like when they turn 18, like even if they grew up in the church, like once they turn 18, like they haven't already like skedaddled, like that's like the nail in the coffin. I told them that it's just not seen as like cool these days, and everybody just wants to be cool. And to be fair, organized religion isn't cool. Like I don't blame everybody for not doing that. It's just lame. But I was gonna have to rewrite it, but we're good. Um, Too much structure, right? We don't be liking the structure these days. Um, and I was like talking to him about how like when you zoom out a little bit and you look at it, like the traditional like Catholic or like Christian religion, right? They're like really heavy on like you coming out the womb like with sin, right? Like you're always asking for forgiveness because like right, like it's authority built in, okay, right? Authority built in. That's what I'm trying to get at. And spirituality, right? Like if you do it, you know, in a certain way, leads to oneness and like you don't need anybody but yourself to like commune with absolute divine God, whatever you want to call it. And you don't need to like adhere to any teachings. Like you just do what makes you feel connected to divine, you know? And like in the Astavakra Samhita, one of these days I'll get it. When I can like read the words, it helps, you know, with the pronunciation. Not necessarily when I'm trying to just fucking do it off the dome. Um, but there's a whole like thing in there where they talk about like you don't need a guru, you don't need a master, like you don't need somebody to you know disseminate the information from you, like to you. Like all you need is you, and that like once you come to that realization that like of like enlightenment, reaching oneness, you realize you don't need to do any like specific practices. Like you don't need to like take away from living your experience to you know beg for forgiveness or like do like some kind of like ritual. Kids out here going crazy. um Had to get her a little bit, but I like it when it stays even. Like I'm very particular, I feel like. um but I think everybody just wants to like everybody deep down like has to like worship something, or like not necessarily worship, that's kind of like a bad term, but like idolize something. And either you idolize some kind of divine entity, right? Like typical like religious things, or we idolize like money and success and like those type of things, right? Like just because you're not like it's not a religious figure doesn't mean it's not still idolizing. um them kids with that fucking wagon really got my fucking train of thought fucked up. Wow. And they were not supposed to use that trash can either. Fuck it. But yeah, like who need like it was talking about how you don't need that like a master. You don't need to do any like set type of thing. Um and I think that kind of like that type of spirituality, like I think everybody can get on board with that. Because once you see everybody else as yourself, right? You don't want to do anybody else harm, right? And then you want to do what's good for everybody else, and everybody else wants to do what's good for everybody else, and then everybody's working together in synergy, right, to benefit the whole collective, the whole gang. Everybody's having a great time. Um, but like, if we could just like stop bitching about the differences, right, the small amount of differences, and focus on like the majority of the similarities, right, and like zoom out, right, like take a step back. and like see like how similar everybody is deep down. Like everybody wants the same shit overall deep down. Sure, we may disagree on like the steps to get there, or like but like deep down it's all the same shit. And if you don't think so, I would love to talk about it. Um, I love listening to new information, new people's experiences and takes on life. Um, so yeah, there's that. And motherfucking thirsty. Water break. I left my water bottle in his car, in his car. So gonna have to get it tomorrow morning. Gonna have to get it tomorrow morning. And so until then, class. That was another free thing from where I got this. And I know that this isn't, Splooge channel. And not I'm not trying to get super into splooge related stuff, but big things are coming. Big things are coming. I had a great meeting yesterday. I talked to him today again, texted a little bit, and he's got some big things planned. Like the shit he told me yesterday, plus the shit he told me today. Um, like you can't ever do shit on your by yourself. No matter what you want to do it by yourself, like you need to have a good team. You need to have good people in the corner, you know. And like fucking Winston Churchill said some shit, and he's like, my greatest ability is um like my ability to like inspire others, or like like find the right people. Like he said some shit along those lines, and like those are words to live by, right? Like you're not gonna click with everybody, and that's okay, but you just gotta find the people you do click with and like work with them, and like they give you good ideas and you give them good ideas, right? And then like you both like can like give each other advice almost to like bounce ideas off each other, try them out, see if they work, reconvene. Shit, she went out. But like, yeah, I feel like having a strong team is the most important part of any project or any endeavor in life. Have a good team. Like in my regular job, I love the people I work with. Like the band of characters, whole vibe, whole cast, whole bunch of personalities. Love it. And then the team I put together for Splooge, fucking, we're all on the same wave, and I've been very selective with people I've approached. Like, I approach everybody that I liked, right? Because I only want to do things that I want to do. Um, you know, um, and the ones that worked out were super cool and super like beneficial, and like I'm super glad I get to call these people, like acquaintances. I mean, we're getting to friends, but it takes time. Um, but yeah, it's not about the destination; it's about the journey. Like no matter how cool the destination is, right, and like how stoked you are for the destination, like enjoy the journey, because like you're never gonna get that back. Like once you have the product, you have it, like it's done. But the journey to get there, right? Like The reason Lord of the Rings was so long to get to fucking throwing the ring in fucking like Mount Doom or whatever it was. It was fucking 3 books, right? The first 2 books were just a story, just a journey getting there. And then the last book, right? It's the rest of the journey. And then the end is just the destination. You're gonna be able to relive, like once you have the end product, once you had destroyed the ring and like that shit is over with, you don't have to do the journey. Once you've made the product and you have the end result, you're done with that journey. Sure, you can go on to the next ones, but like that one's done. You just got to be grateful for like every every moment in the experience. I think, and this is me just like talking to myself to like work shit through. Helps. Like I get so many thoughts in a day, and then like trying to come together at the end of the day to have like a wrap up. It's really cool because it's like, what was the most important thoughts of the day? Like, what stuck? Like, what moments am I grateful for in the day? There was one. We were on the way to City Market um, to do their shit right, and we were like on this back road, and this lady like waved at us, and it was like super nice. Like she was like, you know what I mean? It was like you're like driving. We like looked at each other, and then she like waved. No idea who the fuck she is, who she is, was, never seen her before, but waved back, catching a wave, and well, yeah, that's really all I got for this one. I hope you have a great time until I see you next. I look forward to it.